Okay. I'm Keith. I wrote the next song cycle that you're going to hear. And I took a bit of a different approach from both Ben and Amy. So first, Amy gave away the answers to her riddles. I tried this last night. I think it worked. I gave some hints, but I didn't give the answers. And I got, I think, just the right ratio of people who got the riddles and those who didn't get them and were sort of scratching their heads. So I'll see if that works for tonight too. And another way that I'm doing it differently from them is that I set modern translations of these riddles. I decided not to use the Old English, but to ask Amy to do a translation. Now, why did I do this? I think one reason is that I wanted to revitalize something from the distant past and make it more accessible to our modern audience. I'm not a historian, but a lot of my recent music is drawn from history. So I wrote an opera about a stagecoach driver in the California Gold Rush, who we understand today to be a trans man. I set a setting of a 1960s essay on the myth of Undine. So I look in the past for these things, and rather than just splat, there's the thing, there we go, I want to find a way to make it relevant to us, and I felt like a modern translation would do that. Another thing is, as Amy mentioned, these riddles don't have answers. It's not given in the original text. So, by translating them, we could come up with our own answer and just sort of tweak it the way we wanted and sort of lead you towards what we were thinking. So that's what we did. And then finally, I just really like the collaborative process. And I feel like, well, I don't think I need to ask if kind of learning a whole language, or at least the grammar and syntax of it, was fun for Amy. I think it was. And so I knew she'd have fun with it, and she would really leave no stone unturned when preparing these translations. Okay, so I'll walk you through each of the songs, giving you a little bit of information, but hopefully not too much. So, movement 1 is about an instrument, and I should mention that all of my songs are tied together with the theme of music. So the answer is either musical instrument or something important in the musical world. Movement 1 is about an instrument, and it's personified by the narrator. And I think maybe the best clue is when the narrator says she has a long curving neck, 2 soft shoulders inside sharp shoulders. So here we're thinking of a curved instrument that has this kind of shape to it and exists inside of a structure that's more angular. Perhaps an instrument that's part of a building. I think I'll leave it at that. Movements 2 and 3. I'm going to say even less about these, and I'm just going to bring up this old adage that I give to my students all the time. In class, I say, don't be afraid to say the obvious answer. You're thinking, like 10 other people are thinking it as well. These instruments that you're going to see on stage, the horn and the harp, have a very extensive history. They go back many, many hundreds of years, further back than a lot of modern instruments. So that's movement 2 and 3. And then finally we get a movement that's more ambiguous. We get something that this riddle has had lots of proposed answers from birds, bugs, more abstract concepts. So this is the one that we kind of took and tweaked our own way. And in my version, we decided that the answer is a collection of small black things that are not musical instruments, but let's just say without them, we would not really be able to enjoy the music that we hear up here today, and they're encountered by all music students. All right, so I will welcome my colleagues, these wonderful performers, Kevin, Curtis, and Lisa, up to the stage, and I'm really excited for you to hear them sing my songs.
I was a warrior charging to battle. I was a warrior charging to battle. Charging the enemy in charge of my fate, of my fate, of my fate. Now men cover me in gold and silver wires. I'm wrapped and trapped, bound and wound. I'm wrapped and trapped, bound and wound. Men kiss me, men drag me over land and men wander me on tables. I'm headless, nameless. Now my belly is filled and filled again. Men hang me on the wall, they drink and feast. How radiant, wretched, radiant, wretched, wretched. A radiant, wretched relic of their battle glory. A radiant, wretched relic of their battle double glory. Soon all of you will see the breath to me. I'll speak with her. Run, I'll cry, and they'll flee, like roaches from the light, like thieves in the dark of night. Run, I'll cry, run, run, I'll cry, run, run, run. A breath carries tiny creatures up and over steep white hills. Up and over steep white hills, pitch black, pinky, a traveling choir. Pitch black, pinky, a traveling choir of infinite songs. In fortissimo frenzy, in fortissimo frenzy, humming on high cliffs, humming on high cliffs, humming on high cliffs, or in pianissimo prayer, or in pianissimo harmonizing in houses of the children of men. Harmonizing in houses of the children of men. The breath carries tiny creatures, carries tiny creatures.